boomers are splurging up big.
Yeah, cashed up and spending their kids' inheritance on travel and fine dining, the rotten buggers, and probably hanging out at Johnny Mountain's joint north of Perth.
Unless they're vegan.
Yeah, well, the former UK celebrity chef sure lived up to his name and made a mountain out of a molehill this week when he told vegans they could f*** off. The man once worked with British food icon Marco Pierre White, who famously made Gordon Ramsay cry.
Smell that shit! That is f***ing rancid!
So dropping an F-bomb here and there is no surprise. Mountain banned vegans from his restaurant after one complained via a private message on social media. To be fair, the complaint was pretty legit. They'd contacted the restaurant before booking to check if a vegan meal was possible, and Mountain said it was. But on the day, he forgot to provide one, saying he was catering off-site. Anyway, Mountain took umbrage with the complaint, probably the part where it talked about his shortcomings as a chef, and told the vegan to get stuffed. This exchange was screen grabbed, then posted to a private Facebook page for vegans.
Mobilising the troops.
Indeed. A whole lot of pissed off vegans started flooding Google with 1-star reviews, tanking Fyre Restaurant's rating.
Everyone loves a bandwagon.
Yeah. Trouble is, Google ratings are vital to a business's success these days, and Mountain was ticked off that his could be impacted. But in a classic case of cutting off your nose to spite your face, and in this instance sautéing it with a nice beurre blanc, the chef's vegan ban initially backfired spectacularly. It made national headlines and made him look like a bit of a goose.
Our menu is too precious for that.
But not for long.
Yeah, it took less than 24 hours for meat lovers to unite.
You don't win friends with salad. You don't win friends with salad.
Carnivores from around Australia piled on, taking to Google to teach those pesky vegans a lesson in online activism. They've been giving Fyre 5 stars, whether they've been there or not, dragging its Google rating out of the gutter.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys!
So all's well that ends well. Okay, not exactly. In a great illustration of the power Google wields over us these days, the search engine's algorithm must have flagged this flurry of activity as a bit weird.
Hey, wait a minute.
In response, it looks like Google literally wiped Fyre Restaurant off the map, at least temporarily. So for a while there, the only way to find Fyre was to drive around Connolly looking for this building, which Google Maps lists as a Japanese restaurant that is permanently closed. Turns out there are worse things than an angry vegan.
Like an angry Swiftie.
Yeah, the WA fans of Taylor Swift are outraged. The only kind of story West Aussies like more than a homegrown success story is a WA snub story. And Tay-Tay did exactly that when she announced that her Eras tour was not coming to Perth next February. It will, however, include 2 shows at the MCG and 3 shows at Sydney's Accor Stadium. Now look, I get it. It's shit that Taylor's fans in the West will have to shell out big bucks to fly over east to see their favourite artist. But we think transcontinental concerts are pretty f***ing fantastic when it comes to that exclusive Coldplay gig at Optus Stadium. And unlike Coldplay, who we've forgiven for snubbing Perth during their Australian tours in 2012 and 2016,
well, it looks like somebody likes Coldplay.
T-Swizzle has a long history of actually coming to P-Town. She first toured here in 2012, then came back in 2013. She skipped us in 2015.
How good is that?
But then played a ripper gig at Optus Stadium in 2018 for her Reputation tour.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
So why is she dodging us this time?
It's a good question, and it comes down to money, obviously. Based on the crowds from previous tours and the fact she's never played the G before, those 5 shows in Sydney and Melbourne could draw as many as 420,000 punters. To put that in perspective, if Taylor played one night only in Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide and Perth, and you know what? F it, let's throw in Auckland as well. If she played those 6 cities, she'd probably max out at only around 350,000 punters. It's pretty simple maths. Play less shows in less time, with much less travel, and make more money.
Oh, thanks.
It's disappointing for Perth Swifties, but dare I say, they'll shake it off and get over it. Good advice for someone else I know. I'm Ben O'Shea.
For more Up Late, click the subscribe button below.